Okay, let me start by asking you this. When's the last time you saw a casting choice that made you audibly gasp and immediately think, why has nobody done this sooner? For me, it was hearing that Ayo Edebiri, yes, the Bears' razor-sharp Sydney Adamu, is playing Snoopy in the You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown revival. Wait, what? A human actor pretending to be a dog in a musical? That's not just quirky, it's a full-on existential rabbit hole. But here's the twist, this might be the most genius move in theater casting this decade. Let me explain why, /n/n first, let's unpack the obvious, Ayo Edebiri as Snoopy. On paper, it sounds like a meme come to life. But if you've watched her work, you know she's a master of physical comedy and emotional nuance. Remember her scene in The Bear where she flips from icy professionalism to raw vulnerability in a single take? That's Snoopy's whole personality, charmingly absurd but hiding layers of unspoken depth. Edebiri even said she has Snoopy energy. Now, I'm not a psychic, but when an actor self-diagnoses with a cartoon dog's vibe, and it fits, that's witchcraft-level casting, /n/n but here's what most people are missing, this isn't just about Edebiri. Look at the full cast, David Hyde Pierce as Charlie Brown. The man's got a Tony and 4 Emmys. He's basically a walking trophy case. Danielle Brooks as Lucy. Perfect. She's played complex, fiery women before, and Lucy's a miniature tyrant with daddy issues. And Jin Ha as Linus? That's the kind of quiet, thoughtful casting that makes you lean forward. These aren't just names on a marquee, they're actors who thrive in roles with hidden complexity. Which makes me wonder, is this revival secretly a Trojan horse? A way to dress up a kids' musical as a dark, existential playground for adults, /n/n let's zoom out. Why does this even matter? Because theater is dying, folks. Not dying as in sad trombone, but in the literal sense, audiences are graying, budgets are shrinking, and TikTok's eating everyone's lunch. But casting someone like Edebiri, who's a Gen Z icon, signals a rebellion. It's like Broadway's finally realizing, oh wait, we can lure people who aren't millionaires or tourists by acting like a chaotic cartoon dog. And it's working. Tickets are probably already sold out because the internet collectively lost its mind over fan art of her in dog ears, /n/n now, let's dissect the elephant in the room, playing Snoopy as a human. The original musical has that iconic number where Snoopy flies his doghouse as a World War I plane. How do you translate that without CGI or a puppet? Edebiri's got to sell it with pure performance. And honestly, that's the point. This isn't about literal dog ears, it's about reclaiming the messy, absurd humanity in a character we associate with a comic strip. Charlie Brown's whole deal is being a lovable failure, Lucy's a narcissist, and Snoopy's a delusional daydreamer. These aren't kids, they're tiny philosophers wrestling with existence, /n/n but here's my hot take, this revival could redefine what we expect from stage adaptations. Think about it, Hadestown reimagined Greek tragedy as a folk opera. Hamilton turned history into a hip-hop mixtape. So why can't a 1967 musical about a sad kid and his beagle become a metaphor for modern anxiety? Edebiri's Snoopy isn't just a pet, she's the ID to Charlie Brown's superego. And in 2027, aren't we all just a bunch of overgrown kids pretending to be adults? Anyway, /n/n alright, let me leave you with this, the real story here isn't about a dog. It's about risk. In an era where every movie's a reboot and every play's a jukebox musical, casting a comedian actress as a cartoon character feels like a middle finger to safe choices. It's messy, it's weird, and it's exactly what theater needs. So, question for you, if Snoopy's a human now, does that mean Charlie Brown's existential dread is relatable? Let me know in the comments. And if you're not hyped about this revival yet, well, you're a blockhead. See you at the theater.